friends and the conspicuous absence of Ruto, who has started planning with the of the Dark Monday attacks. He must be held responsible for yesterday's destruction, mayhem, arrest, injuries, and loss of life.
Thank you very much, Martha. Martin Luther King Jr. once said that in the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the loud silence of our friends. As Martha has said, we hear the loud silence.
When Azimio La Umoja called for protests in line with Article 37 of our Constitution, we never envisaged that in desperation, the state will respond by hiring goons and mercenaries to rain terror on peaceful and innocent Kenyans. We know no law that allows Mr. William Ruto and Mr. Rigathi. We see violence has been Ruto's stock in trade against Kenyans whenever Kenyans have sought to change their lot, and what happened yesterday is not any different. The invasion of land, slaughter and scattering away of animals, attack on business premises, the burning of homes, and touching places of worship has been at the heart of Ruto Rigathi operations against progressive, dating back to the days of the clamor for multipartyism to date. You find this kind of operation in Maela, Thessalia, and Owiro farms as we approach the 1992 elections, with Ruto at the helm of the YK-92 and Rigathi a brute and crude administrator. Journalists, local and foreign, has been a signature Ruto of operation all his entire life in politics. Those who were there then will recall how in 1995, party goons and police beat up the late Dr. Richard Leakey and journalists, including Louis Tambridge of the Daily Telegraph, whose crime was to ask policemen why they were doing nothing when Dr. Leakey was being attacked. Let's make no mistake. Nobody must pretend to be safe. Anyone with any property, anyone with a sizable piece of land in the coming days. William Ruto himself owned vast, much of that land was illegally acquired. Does his order for invasion of other people's lands amount for the invasion of his own? Time will tell. As we warned during the campaigns, Ruto has brought the class war here. He's keen to have a religious war here. This is how it starts. Once it starts, there's no end until we warned against the seeds of a class war that were being planted, pitting the poor against the rich, the young against the old, one faith against the other, tribe against tribe. We warned that the country needed to embrace a tradition of making compromises for the sake of the nation. We warned that leaders need to unclench their fists and shaking hands for the sake of the nation, and we call for the cleansing of the land of the spirit of anger and bitterness. The spirit of revenge unites, calms, and stabilizes the nation.